Now a closer look at a young woman we introduced you to last night. Army Specialist Monica Brown, a 19-year-old medic from Lake Jackson, Texas, has been awarded the Silver Star for valor in combat. Last April, a Humvee in her convoy was hit by a roadside bomb in Afghanistan's Paktika province. She ran several hundred yards, dodging insurgent gunfire to reach 5 wounded soldiers, 2 with critical injuries, and help drag them to safety. At one point, she used her own body to shield them as mortars fell nearby. Everyone survived. Specialist Brown is only the second woman to receive the Silver Star since World War II. Vice President Cheney presented it to her yesterday at the Bagram Airfield, where she is tonight. Specialist Brown, good evening and congratulations.
Thank you. Good evening to you, too.
What do you think about when you remember that day last April?
I remember the firefight and the noise and the looks on the patients' faces. Those are probably things that will always stick with me.
It must have been a terrifying situation. Did you even have time to consider how dangerous the situation was?
No, I didn't think about anything other than the patients.
Tell me about the 2 soldiers who had such critical injuries. What were their wounds and how did you help them?
Spray had burns on the majority of his body. At first I didn't really know what was going on until we got to the last area where I could actually fully assess him. And Smith, the other soldier who was wounded, had 2 lacerations on his forehead and scalp. I didn't really know how bad they were at the time. Scalp lacerations are pretty vascular, so I couldn't really tell until I got him cleaned up a little bit at the last treatment site. He had burns on both of his hands and also shrapnel to his knee. So
I know they were eventually medevaced out of the area. Did it seem like an eternity before help came?
Actually, it seemed pretty fast. It all lasted about an hour to an hour and a half, and it pretty much flew by. I don't really remember. It's all blur.
I know that when you got a chance to visit Specialist Larry Spray's mother after he recovered from his injuries, it was particularly moving for you.
Absolutely. It almost brought me to tears to see her and how appreciative she was.
Once you had accomplished what you needed to do, how did you feel about what had transpired out there?
I think I was second-guessing myself, making sure, I was asking myself if there was anything that I should have done differently or I could have done better, and asking myself if it had really happened, because it didn't really all hit me until after it had all stopped.
Meanwhile, Specialist Jack Badani said about you, to say she handled herself well would be an understatement. It was amazing to see her keep completely calm and take care of our guys with all that going on around her. Of all the medics we've had with us throughout the year, she was the one I trusted the most. That's got to make you feel good.
It makes me feel proud.
Meanwhile, you are only the second woman since World War II, as I mentioned, to receive the Silver Star. Sergeant Leanne Hester of Tennessee received it for a similar ambush in Iraq back in 2005. What does it mean to you as a young woman to receive this incredible honor?
It's slightly overwhelming because I'm so young, but it's an absolute honor. Like you said, it's more than I could have ever expected from the Army.
With so much emphasis being placed on the war in Iraq, some people are calling Afghanistan the forgotten war. Serving in that theater, do you sometimes feel as if Americans have forgotten about the soldiers fighting in Afghanistan?
When I read the papers, I do, because all you see is the war is focusing on Iraq, and it's not really mentioning Afghanistan that often, but there is war going on here, and I think that should be more publicly announced from time to time.
What would you like Americans to know about what's going on in that country?
That, we have a purpose here, and we've been doing a lot of good work from, I can say for the medical side of the house, helping the local national population as far as increasing their medical knowledge and increasing their medical care so that, one day whenever we're not here anymore, they'll be able to take care of themselves.
Ironically, when you decided, Monica, to become a medic, I know you had wanted to become an X-ray technician, you were actually afraid of blood. And I read when you said, quote, when I saw my first airway opening operation, I threw up.
I did, yeah. I guess I maybe shouldn't have mentioned that. It's kind of my weakness, but I did. But I soon got over that, I guess. Going through AIT, you get used to it.
What's AIT again?
Advanced Individual Training. That's where we learn our MOS. It's our skill identifier.
Clearly, you've gotten over it given what you experienced on the battlefield. And when will you be able to bring that Silver Star home to the Lone Star State?
I don't know when I'll be going back to Texas. I'll be going back to Fort Bragg in a couple of weeks, and then I'll be going back to Texas whenever we get our block leave. So,
well, Army Specialist Monica Brown, thank you so much for talking with us, and congratulations again on this incredible honor.
Thank you very much.